Hello and welcome to the CSPN for tonight's football matchup between the Wichita Collegiate Spartans and the Rose Hill Rockets. We couldn't be more happy to bring you Spartan football here on the CSPN. Tonight I'm joined by Rahul Madhavan. Rahul, how you doing?
Doing great. I'm excited for this game. It's going to be a real fun one. First game of the season, we got to set the tone, and it's going to be really fun to see how the offense does, how the defense gels, and I'm just really looking forward to it. What about you, Connor?
Yeah, first game of the season, always a lot of promise, always a lot of opportunity to do something good, and hopefully the Spartan team can do it. A couple of really new impact players that have the potential to do something well. First one I can think of is Hudson Ferrales.
Hudson Ferrales is a big player for us, and just looking back and seeing what he did at Heston, he can have a big role for this team and really make a name for himself. And that's one of the biggest keys to the game, how we can have big plays and big passing plays in the passing offense. And, I really think he brings another dimension to this team, and he's going to be a really, really impact player for our team.
Yeah, it's a great point. Last year, it seemed like a lot of the time, it was a lot of running offense from the Spartans. That's what their strength was. Had a lot of good athletes, a lot of runners, a couple of guys that are going on to play some Division I athletics, and some of them in track. I can think of Jaden Mitchell. But this year, it seems like it's going to be a lot more of a power offense, a little more aired out. Coach Keys now, offensive coordinator for the Spartans.
Yep, Coach Keys from Friends University. I think he's going to bring some knowledge, a wealth of knowledge in the passing game. And, I really think that changing it up this year and seeing where the passing offense can get us, I think that's going to be a major key for this team.
All right, getting ready to get started here from Rose Hill. Teams at half field and shaking hands, getting ready for the coin toss. One notable absence for the Spartans tonight is going to be Cooper Arneson out with an ACL injury. Spartans will look to replace him on offense and defense. Rahul, this is a big early season game for both teams, league play. What are both teams going to be looking to do early out of the gate to get started?
I think they got to set the tone, especially looking at collegiate. Whether we're on offense or defense, we've got to have a stout run defense. I think that's another aspect of the game that collegiate has to dominate. Looking at just warm-ups, it's clear that Rose Hill is going to do a lot of triple option. I'm not sure if they're going to do much passing, and so this run defense for collegiate has to be strong. The interior defensive line, the nose tackles, have to hold their ground and make sure that Rose Hill doesn't get chunk gains on us.
Rose Hill wins the toss and chooses to defer to the second half. So Collegiate will start with the ball. So we'll get to see right away the offense of the Spartans.
Yep. It's going to be real fun to see where we can set the tone on offense and come out guns blazing.
Hudson gets into the middle of the pile, middle of the huddle, trying to get the team fired up as we get ready to go here from Rose Hill. Just about 2.5 minutes to kick off. And, of course, a lot of hope ties into the new season. A lot of teams thinking they can go far in the postseason. Collegiate eliminated in the second round last year. This team definitely hopes to do a lot more things. Coach Black, he really talked about the ability of this team to be a little bit more player-led, take a little bit more accountability and really kind of step up to the occasion.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to fill some of the voids from last year's team, especially in the offensive line, losing players like Mason Charbonneau, Brett Black, PJ Enegren, but I think this team has a lot of players who are great leaders and who take accountability in their game. And I really think that, this is going to be a fun team to watch. A lot of players, a lot of good players, and a lot of players with stuff to prove. And that's the most important thing. Players who have that fight in them, who want to prove something. And so, we're going to see that. Many of these guys are, trying to get some offers, trying to get their name out there. And, this is where it starts, week one, and we could not be more excited to see how it goes down.
That's a great point, Rahul. A lot of guys really hungry to make an opportunity of it. A lot of spots open to be, for playing time this year and trying to make the most of their opportunity. Just getting ready to go here. Official getting ready to put the ball on the tee, and we'll kick it off. Back to receive for the Spartans is Johnson. Kick is up and away. Kick is fielded about the 15. Evading tackles and down at just about the 32-yard line. Solid return for the Spartans. They'll end up spotting the ball here just about the 32-yard line, and the Spartans will get to work.
For all is leading the huddle. We'll see where this goes. First play of the season.
Here we go. Morales lines up shotgun. Snap, hands it off. Parker up the middle and brought down early. Maybe got a yard on the play, but not much more. It's going to be 2nd and 9 for the Spartans.
Setting up the run, set up the pass. I think that's what the strategy is going to be, and I like it.
Collegiate stopped early on the run there. We'll see if they try to mix it up. Looks like about the same formation once again. Morales, shotgun, and Parker behind him. Settles the line down. Takes the snap. Another handoff to Parker. Parker up the middle. Evades a tackle. And gets downhill for about another 5 yards.
Real nice game by Parker. Made a couple of men miss. He's going to be a big player for his team. He's really elusive, really athletic. He's going to have a major role.
Yeah, Parker, we saw in basketball season. I mean, he's just a pure athlete, big guy, really strong, really athletic. Should be a big factor for the Spartans. Here we go. 3rd and short for the Spartans, 3rd and 2. Four wide receivers in formation. Morales elects to throw. Forced out and incomplete pass.
Pressure broke down a little bit, but Morales had an empty pocket for the most part.
Yeah, line broke down just a little bit. Seemed like Morales rushed the throw. Came up just a little bit short, and the Spartans are going to end up punting here on 4th down.
I think now more than ever it's important for Collegiate to not get phased by that one offensive drive and really come out and have a strong defensive possession where they can get a stop early on.
Punt is up and away. Fielded by Bentley. Calls for the fair catch at the 22-yard line, and Rose Hill will take over from there. So a bit of a slow start there for the Spartans. To get out underway, and now Rose Hill with possession here. Just 10 minutes 30 left now in the first quarter. So quick 3 and out for the Spartans, and Rose Hill takes over.
I like what they're trying to do there, though, like trying to set up the run because, without the run game, a lot of the emphasis will go on the pass game, and at that point, it's a tough game to win. So I think they're going to have to keep pounding it and keep seeing where it takes them.
Yeah, absolutely. They really tried to do a job to kind of set up that pass on 3rd down there. Just didn't quite pan out. See how it works on the next couple of possessions. Now the Spartans have to get a stop. Quick handoff for Rose Hill. And right up the middle goes Jones. Easy gain of 10, and that's a 1st down for Rose Hill right off the gate.
He was right there at the chains. Good run.
Pitch play whistle dead instead. See what's called here.
They're moving backwards.
Yeah, Rose Hill tried to hurry up there, and it looks like they may get penalized for a little bit of false start there. And indeed it is, false start on Rose Hill. So that'll back them up 5, and it'll be 1st and 15 for the Rockets.
It's a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15 from the 28-yard line.
Well, Rahul, it's something that, we're going to end up talking about quite a bit is the line for Collegiate. They lost a lot of key players last year. Really have to rebuild that part, and even though the skill positions might be good, the line's got to hold up its end of the bargain as well.
Yeah, games were won and lost in the trenches, and, I think we've done the best job we can to really rebuild that, and we do have some really good players in the line. Jaden Parker, outside linebacker. We have Tristan Sproul in the trenches as well. It's going to be really interesting to see whether we can dominate that side of the ball or not.
Wallace completes the pass to Jones for a solid 10 yards. That'll make it about 2nd and 5 for the Rockets.
Yeah, I think a big key in this game is because, seeing if we can get pressure on the QB. There was some pressure on that play, but we really got to get him uncomfortable.
Yeah, Jones, it seemed like there was able to kind of get open in space for the screen, and that was a really solid gain there for the Rockets. Got a solid 10 yards, and now looking second and medium. Jones once again up the middle, evades a couple of tackles, and then goes down right at about the 35-yard line. Third down now for Rose Hill, about medium length to go. It's my bad there on the last play. It ended up being about 2nd and 15, plus the 7-yard gain makes it about 3rd and 8 now for the Rockets.
Big third down coming up right here. Play action.
Ball high in the air and out of bounds, and ow. Into the bench goes Morgan. Hope he's okay. Pass just lofted a little too high and out of bounds, and Rose Hill is going to be forced to punt here on 4th down.
Great stop by the Spartans. They didn't get phased by the early first down conversion by Rose Hill. Held strong there. Obviously the penalty aided, but I like what I saw there. What do you think, Connor?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it seems like Collegiate got knocked in the mouth a little bit with that first run from Jones, and were able to come back. So see what kind of return can be had now. Wetta's going to be back for the Spartans.
Jones looks like a player when he puts his foot in the ground.
Snap went into the ground and plays whistle dead. And they're going to call him down. No?
No, I think it's a 10-yard penalty.
No, they called him down.
Oh.
Wow.
That is a disaster for Rose Hill.
They called the punter down. The snap was in the ground, and they're going to say that he went to a knee. And Collegiate's going to get the ball now in the red zone. Collegiate's been gifted starting field position here in the red zone. For Alice, screen play to Parker. Parker still behind the line of scrimmage, dances to the sideline, and gets out right about to the line of scrimmage. No gain.
No gain of play. 2nd and 10.
So short little screen action there for the Spartans. Doesn't really get them anything. See what they elect to do here on 2nd and long. Alice looking to the sidelines for instruction. Gets it and gets to the huddle. Second and 10 now for the Spartans, about the 20-yard line. Alice back in shotgun. Parker motions out. Alice options to keep it himself. Out to the 20 and out of bounds at about 17-yard line.
Nice run by Ferralis. Took the angle to the left side of the field and really showed some agility right there and showed some elusiveness that, he's a pocket passer, but he can also move.
Leaves Collegiate with about a 3rd and 6. Likely passing opportunity for Ferralis here to redeem himself from the last 3rd down opportunity he had.
You think this is 4-down territory?
Tough to say. I mean, we'll see what we get out of Ward as far as kicking goes. I would say it's likely a kicking situation, though, if the Spartans can't come up with a play here. Ferralis back. Looking to pass. Runs out of the pocket. Passes to the end zone and picked off. Morgan intercepts it in the end zone, and Rose Hill gets the ball right back.
Yep, threw it into a mess of players, and Morgan came up with the ball, and wow, what a play.
Yeah, it looks like Ferralis was trying to find Wetta in the end zone there, and Wetta was just not open. Covered by two defenders, and the ball was picked off.
Yeah, end zone was swarming with Rose Hill players.
Bit of a tough start here for Ferralis early on in this game. See if it's just a little bit of nerves. He can shake it off.
Offense looking a little stagnant right now. It'll be interesting to see if they utilize motion and other aspects to it.
Yeah, I don't know, Rahul. To me, it seems like, Ferralis just has been rushing himself a little bit on the passing plays, scrambling out of the pocket maybe a little bit earlier than he should.
On that 3rd down back in the first drive, had a little more time than I think he thought he had, but it's still real early in the game. 8 minutes, 48 seconds left in the first quarter, so
Yeah, absolutely. Just 2 passing plays so far, you know. Definitely, I'm sure, a little bit of nerves on his part. He'll get it settled. Official standing at the 20-yard line discussing something. Might just be a bit of a timeout, but seems like they're discussing something. You'd think Rose Hill would be ready to start on offense at this point. Collegiate would be back out on defense, but instead, a little bit of a conference on the field. And nothing really coming of it as Rose Hill's going to start back up here on offense at their own 20-yard line. 8:48 now left in the first quarter. Score is still 0-0 after a quick couple of possessions by the Rockets and the Spartans.
Yeah, both teams looking like they have first game jitters. And
Wallace in the backfield. Jet sweep to Jones, and he's stays up, still up, evading multiple tackles, and finally brought down in the backfield. Yeah, Jones really does seem like he's going to be the X factor here for the Rockets.
I mean, the play was blowing up, but he made 5 people miss.
He really did. Still ended up down behind the line of scrimmage, but he made it difficult. Wallace now back under center, pistol formation. Fakes the handoff, play action. Rushed in the backfield. Pitches just to get it out of bounds. Throwaway pass. Gets it incomplete. So Wallace barely able to throw it away before getting sacked, and that leaves Rose Hill with about a 3rd and 13.
Spartans' line is looking really impressive right now. That's 2 straight plays blown up. That was a big question coming into this game, and it seems like they're answering some of the questioners with their play here in the first quarter.
Third and long here for Rose Hill. Wallace back, takes the snap. Trying to throw. Oh, and the pass goes through Evans' hands. That's going to be 4th and long for Rose Hill. They're going to have to punt again. So a solid 3-and-out possession there for the Spartans.
He had him on the comeback, and ball just went right through the hands. Unfortunate for Rose Hill. Great hold for Collegiate, though, and they will get the ball back.
Yeah, Rahul, I think even if he catches that ball, though, he's a little bit short of the marker.
A little short of the sticks.
Yeah. So tough to say if he would have converted that, but he was a little bit short. So nonetheless, it's going to be 4th and long here. Punt once again in the ground. This time recovered, though. High arcing shot, though. Not going to get much past the 30. No one really sees it. And the ball's going to fall dead at the 34-yard line. Flag on the play, though. See what the officials decide here. Rose Hill whistled for illegal procedure. Not going to change the spotting of this ball, though, I don't think. And the Spartans are going to continue on offense here from 30-yard. Never mind, 5-yard penalty. So Spartans get it at Rose Hill's 27, and once again, good field position for the Spartans. Let's see if they can convert this time.
Yep, knocking on the door of the red zone. We'll see how they take advantage of this opportunity right here.
Morales drops back, hands it off to Parker. Parker, good steam up the middle, gets about 5 on the carry. Ball's down a little bit short there, so it's going to be 2nd and 7 instead for the Spartans. Another handoff to Parker up the middle. Once again, we'll see if he gets the first down. It's going to be close.
Tough spot.
And they're going to mark it just a little bit short here, 3rd and 1. So we saw it on the first possession for the Spartans. They're On 3rd and short, they elected to pass. You think something similar, or just try to pick up the first
3rd
down?
and 1's a really interesting spot because you can do play action, you can do a boot. I think it's gonna be a run here though. Just 1 yard to gain. It'll be big 3rd down though.
Corrales set up the same way he has been. Shotgun formation with Parker behind him. Parker gets the handoff, tries to run it up the middle. Stuff, though. We'll see where they mark it. Whistle dead. Looks like he might have gotten it.
It's a 2-yard gain, good for a first down.
And they're going to say he got it. So first down for the Spartans.
Hopefully that brings some momentum to this offense. Now they're in the red zone. It's going to be interesting to see how they take this chains and roll with it.
Spartans finally able to get a fresh set of downs. We'll see what they can do with the opportunity. Corrales back, hands it off to Parker once again. Parker met up the middle, didn't get more than 2.
Yeah, Rose Hill's D-line is holding up so far, not giving Parker anywhere to go.
And they're going to say that he didn't even get back to the line. It's going to be 2nd and 11 for the Spartans, as Rose Hill was expecting the run. Rose Hill really sticking to that man coverage, trying to limit the run. Corrales calling out the play. Snap. Hands it off.
Is that Chappell?
This time to Chappell, and he is swallowed up in the backfield. Jacob Chappell gets nowhere on that play. And it's going to be 3rd and 15 for the Spartans. So you think surely Corrales is going to be forced to pass here on this play.
Yeah,
Looking
this
for
is
a little bit of
passing down
redemption.
for collegiate.
And Rahul, I would say, I mean, you're asking last possession for the Spartans. This really may be kind of 4-down territory for him.
Yeah, I mean, you're knocking on the door of field goal range right here. It's tough that it's the obvious passing situation.
Corrales drops back to pass, throws on the back foot, gets it to Chappell on a little screen, but he's taken in the backfield once again.
Rose Hill's tackling has been impressive so far.
It's going to be 4th and long for the Spartans. We'll see what they do here. It looks like the offense is going to stay out on the field, though. Four minutes 30 left in the first quarter. Score still 0-0.
Massive 4th down. Can they take opportunity of this?
Both teams have struggled to get going early on here, and it looks like any team that can kind of take the initiative here, take a little bit of a momentum swing here, it's going to benefit. Corrales back to throw. Blitz, though, and he's down, sacked. Roberts on the sack. And the Spartans turn it over on down still. Both teams really just struggling to get anything going on offense.
Right idea to step up in the pocket there, but the line just collapsed on him, and great job by Rose Hill's defense, really holding stout and not giving Collegiate anything to work with. Both times Collegiate's been down near the red zone and just haven't been able to move the ball.
Looks like the Spartans really still trying to find a little bit of an identity early on, you know. Mixed in the run a little bit and then tried to go to the pass on later downs. A lot of kind of the same stuff we saw last year from them. We'll see if they try to mix it up a little bit more late in the going.
Yeah, I think both teams are figuring it out in offense. We know for Collegiate their personnel has, changed drastically from last year, so it wasn't going to be an easy process, but I think they're just feeling it out right now, and hopefully good things to come.
That's a good point. You know, every single year you've got so much turnover that you've got to adjust to the new players that you've got. And it seems like Collegiate's really starting to go through some of those growing pains right now, trying to figure out what they've got.
Yeah, I don't think we can understate just how hard it is to, join into a new system and really figure it out, understand your personnel. It'll be interesting to see how the Collegiate offense adapts to this Rose Hill defense as the game goes on.
Rose Hill getting ready to start their possession now at their own 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Wallace back for the snap, hands it off to Jones. Jones evades a couple of tackles, trying to get to the sideline and brought down at around the 41.
He is slippery.
Yeah.
It's like he's been greased up. He is breaking tackles like it's nothing right now.
Jones proving to be really difficult right now to tackle, bring down. Spartans were able to meet him in the backfield, but it just wasn't enough. Just slipped a couple of tackles. This time he's met up the middle and brought down.
Oh.
That'll set up 2nd and 9 for Rose Hill.
Jones runs off the field with a little limp. Not good for Rose Hill.
Yeah, certainly has been their best player so far. I'd be Major if he were out for a little bit. Walks to the bench and sits down.
I mean, he's been their X factor the whole game.
Yeah.
They've ran the ball through him. He's their offense so far, and
yeah, he waved off the trainers a little bit. Just looks like maybe a little bit of a twist. Wallace back, fakes the handoff, little screen action, and brought down in the backfield. Jackson on the reception. Can't really go anywhere, though. It's going to be 3rd and 9. Spartans once again looking stout on defense.
yeah, it was a great tackle by Simon there. Gave him no extra yards after contact.
See what Rose Hill elects to do here, 3rd and long.
This has been an absolute bloodbath in the trenches so far. Neither defense giving the offense anything to work with.
Another play action for Rose Hill. Quickly blitzed, and Wallace falls on his own. Make it 4th down. So another stop for the Spartans. Wallace clearly frustrated with himself as he comes up.
Yeah, he tried moving up in the pocket, but the collegiate defense just swarmed him. Really good showing by the D-line right there. Made it uncomfortable for Wallace, and yep.
Yeah, Wallace was really pressured quick there. Line just broke down for the Rockets, and Collegiate's going to get the ball back here as Wetta's back to return. Punts away this time. High in the air, out about to the 50, and the ball's going to roll to about the 35-yard line. Make that the 37, and that's where Collegiate will take their possession.
At Collegiate's 38-yard line, 1st and 10, Spartans.
Yeah, so far this game's been dominated by defense. It almost seems like just one passing score will maybe open the floodgates, or maybe that's all a team needs to take this game.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was talking about, Rahul. You know, if any team can just kind of take a little bit of momentum in this game, it seems like they could just run away with it. For Alice, screen action to Heinz Turner. Heinz Turner trying to get free. Works his way out to about the 45-yard line.
6-yard gain to play.
Solid gain for the Spartans, has them at 2nd and 4. And for the Spartans so far, I really think it's been kind of a story of missed opportunities. I mean, they've had 2 possessions in the red zone back-to-back and just haven't been able to convert.
Yeah, I mean, if it comes down to the wire in the end, I think they're going to be kicking themselves about missing those 2 opportunities.
Parker runs it up the middle and gets to the line of gain.
Parker on the carry. 5-yard gain to play. Good for Collegiate, 1st down.
It's going to be 1st down for the Spartans.
9-yard line.
At about the 49-yard line, approaching Rose Hill territory.
Great run by Parker, made a man miss and got right to the sticks and the yard to gain.
Parker and Heinz Turner, dynamic duo. We talked about them a lot last year in basketball, and, well, looking to do some similar things here football season. Morales back under shotgun, hands it off to Parker. Parker up the middle, met early, though. And looks like he didn't get much more than 1-2 yards.
Yeah, Parker has no room to run these up the middle runs. It'll be interesting to see if they maybe run him out wide or on a stretch run or a toss. We'll just have to wait and see.
Just about 20 seconds now left in the quarter. Probably one more play left here for the Spartans. Score still deadlocked at 0-0. Both teams struggling to get some offense going. Ferralis screen action. And Simon is met early in the backfield. As the screen goes nowhere, it's going to make it 3rd and long for the Spartans as they give up what they got on the first down possession. Makes it 3rd and long for the Spartans, and that ends the first quarter. Both teams tied at 0-0, and Rahul, I've got to say I'm a little bit surprised. I figured we'd see a little bit more offense here early on.
Yeah, I mean, with for all his strong suit being his passing, I really thought there'd be some explosive plays. Collegiate seems to be utilizing a lot of screens and a lot of runs. It'll be interesting to see if they really open up the passing game. But so far it's been a defense-dominated game, something that, I mean, I certainly didn't expect. Did you expect that?
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't expect it. I mean, now that it's happened, you can say, both teams trying to adjust to the new season, new people. But I really thought, the Spartans would maybe get out, air raid offense a little bit more, and that's just not really been the case. They've been limited in what they've been able to do. Ferralis has been pressured a lot. And the same goes for Rose Hill. They've been pressured in the backfield quite a bit. Couple of sacks, couple of miscues. I can remember that punt that they took the knee on there. And it's just both teams really struggling to get any kind of traction going early in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think this game is going to be won and lost in the trenches, and both offensive lines are showing a lot of wear from the defensive lines who are really holding up and not only playing the run very well, but also playing the pass extremely well. Both quarterbacks don't have much time to operate, and that's going to make it really hard for plays to develop downfield.
Yeah, it's a great point. It'll be really interesting to see how this game kind of develops if it gets opened up a little bit more, a couple of big plays. I think that's really what may turn the tide here as the Spartans get ready to get back going here on offense in the second quarter.
I think all it takes is one big play to open up the can of worms, and hopefully Collegiate can get that sooner rather than later.
Morales back to throw, throws deep, looking for Heinz Turner. Oh, and he misses the throw. Heinz Turner, play broken up at about the 20-yard line. First time we've really seen Ferralis air it out and just couldn't quite connect. It was a good throw, but Heinz Turner had the defender on him and broke it up.
Great play by the defensive back, played the ball. It was a good throw by Ferralis. Just even better play by the defender. That's Wallace.
Wallace doing it on both sides of the ball, and that's going to force a 4th and long here for the Spartans. Looks like Clausen back to receive for Rose Hill. Punts high, but not very far. Ball trickles out to about the 30-yard line, and it'll be down there. So although Collegiate hasn't been able to get much going on offense here, they haven't been giving Rose Hill good field position either, which has really kind of helped keep them in it.
Yeah, I mean, Rose Hill has not gone I don't think they've passed the 50 yet. So I think Collegiate's using that to their advantage so far. I mean, as long as they keep holding strong in their own side of the field, I think that's going to be the biggest test for them.
Well, right, you can certainly see the potential there. I mean, Ferralis, it was a great throw to Heinz Turner, just, good play by Wallace there on the other end to break up the play. So potential certainly there for a big play. The Spartans may just have to be patient for it. Wallace drops back, tries to go long, has a receiver downfield, and just airmails him. Jones on the wheel route tried to get open and was open.
Yeah, overshot by around 10 yards there. A tough pill to swallow for Rose Hill. He had him open.
That play might have broke for 6 right there as Rose Hill was wide open there. Jones lost his defender.
I think both teams are trying to open up their offense, though, right now. I mean, that's 2 straight big yard pass plays that we've seen try to go down. I think it's a matter of time before we see one play break it loose.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh! Jones fumbles the ball, but looks like he recovers there at about the 25-yard line.
That could have been a massive play for Collegiate right there.
Jones fumbled the ball, but was quick to recover. Ball bounced right back into his hands. And Rose Hill fortunate that that wasn't any worse.
Yeah, Rose Hill definitely dodged a bullet right there. That would have been the 3rd time they've given Collegiate the ball just outside the red zone.
Instead, it'll be 3rd and 14 for Rose Hill. So likely we'll see Wallace drop back to pass once again. He gives a couple of instructions there to the freshman McVeigh. And it's going to be a couple of wideouts. We'll fake around. Screen action to McVeigh, and he is taken in the backfield.
Great tackle.
Hard hit by Ahmad.
It's a 4-17.
It's going to force another punt from Rose Hill. Solid 3 and out there for the Spartans, as they look primed to get the ball back in good territory once again. Weta Shirley wanting to get maybe a little bit of return instead of having the ball bounce so far in front of him. And looks like a timeout's called here by Rose Hill. That's their first. They've got 2 left. That's the thing for the Spartans, too. It's the kicks, the punts haven't gone far enough really for them to get anything going.
I mean, the first 2 punts were botched by Rose Hill, and then, I mean, the last punt, yeah, it was a very short punt, and, there's not really much to work with in the return game there.
Once again, the story really stays the same here in the second quarter. Both teams struggling to get something going. Spartans really only had, 1 play, though, so we'll see what they get going here on this next possession. But Rose Hill, struggling to get things moving. Jones was out for a couple of snaps that possession again, had to force McVeigh, the freshman, to come in. That really hurt Rose Hill.
Yeah, it's going to be a storyline for the game. How healthy can Jones be? Because he's their offense so far as what we've seen, and it's going to be a big test for McVeigh to see if he can fill those shoes.
Here's the punt from Rose Hill. Weta back to return. Finally fields it. Oh, a little bit risky, though. Ooh. Had a defender lunging at him as he caught the ball. Could have been disastrous there for the Spartans.
That's a difficult punt to return, though. Very low, spinning.
Yeah, really good job by Weta there just to field it and get down. Like I said, he may be raring to kind of get a return going.
Yeah, get loose and try to get a house call there.
Spartans set up shop at the 47-yard line. Ferralis hands off to Parker once again. Parker, momentum downhill, gets out to about 49-yard line. So once again, looks like Parker has good momentum going downhill, but Rose Hill has met the match, have strengthened up, and they've been able to stop him.
Yeah, I mean, there are holes, and it looks like he's attacking the holes, but, just as he lunges through, it's closed up, and, he has 3 defenders around him. It's just been one of those nights.
Ferralis back, hands it off to Johnson now. Julian Johnson up the middle, and he got the first down. Great run by Julian Johnson there. First time we've seen him in the game.
A lot of explosiveness right out the blocks, and made a couple men miss as well.
Great run by the sophomore. He gains solid about 8 yards for the Spartans, and they set up 1st and 10 now in Rose Hill territory. Spartans seem like starting to get a little bit of momentum here going.
Yeah, I think once they get the run game going, the pass game can really get opened up and unlocked.
Johnson with the run again. Tries to cut to the right side, evades a tackle.
Great run by Johnson.
And he's going to be down about the 39-yard line.
He's showing a lot of speed right now. Really able to get to the outside and make a couple people miss.
Yeah, the thing I'm noticing, Rahul, is just that first step quickness. I mean, first step, he is off and running, where it seems like it's taking Parker maybe just a little bit longer to get those wheels turning.
Yeah, I think Parker's a bigger back. He's more of a bruiser, but Johnson seems like more of that speed back, kind of like a Reggie Bush, where, if you give him a little bit of lane, he can just take that hole and run with it. Brings another dimension to the offense.
Yeah, if they can really kind of vary that. Now screen action to Johnson. Tries to beat the defender on the side. Not going to be able to do it. Brought down in the backfield around the 40-yard line. Sets up 3rd and 7 for the Spartans, and Ferralis looks like he's going to be tested again with the necessity to throw here for the Spartans. That's a great point, though. I mean, if they can kind of mix up that bruiser and, quick aggressiveness with Parker and Johnson respectively, could do a lot for the Spartans.
Yeah, I think that has the potential to be a really good 1-2 punch, especially because you're going to need both of those guys to not have as much wear on them as the season goes on. So I really think that can be a really, really dynamic duo for the Spartans.
Ferralis in the pistol with Johnson. Steps back, throws, pocket rushed a little bit downfield, and missed his receiver. Simon had broken open, and Ferralis missed him. To be fair, though, it looks like Simon got caught up just a little bit and seemed like Ferralis let go right when Simon got caught up just a tiny bit on his defender.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of the game is timing, and so if the timing is just taken off a little bit, then that'll really mess up where the ball goes. And, I mean, Simon was open, so it's a big missed opportunity for Collegiate right there.
And although the Spartans are at Rose Hill's 40-yard line, they're going to elect to punt anyway as the offense comes off the field in a 4th and 7 situation. Weimer back to punt. Fakes it, though. Throw. Weta had it in his hands and dropped it. Oh, man.
Really nice play design right there. Just unfortunate that Weta couldn't hang on. He had the first down right at the sticks.
My apologies there. That was Simon on the throw. Nearly connected with Weta, and the pass just popped out of his hands. Coach Black trying to get a little bit creative there for the Spartans, and it doesn't quite work out, but I like the ambition.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're trying to make some power plays on offense where, we saw a couple drives ago where they went for a deep shot to Heinz Turner. We saw the deep shot to Simon. It just hasn't worked out so far, but, I mean, the plays are there and the people are open.
Yeah, it's a good point. The Spartans starting to get a couple of guys open, just maybe a couple of timing issues, just got to connect on those passes.
Yeah, I mean, week 1, working out the kinks, and, I think the second half will really show us the true nature of both of these teams, what they're made of and how they can respond to a pretty slow offensive start for both of them.
Yeah, it's going to be about 7 minutes now left in the half as Rose Hill's going to take the ball from their own 39-yard line after the incomplete pass from Simon on 4th down, the fake punt.
Best field position they've had all day. Let's see how they can capitalize and maybe get into a scoring drive.
Jones now back onto the field for the Rockets as he lines up behind Wallace. Whistle's blown and timeout for the Spartans. Collegiate maybe wanting to get a little bit of a look there for the offensive scheme for Rose Hill. Blows the play dead. Another thing, Rahul, that I find a little bit interesting is the fact that what I've heard is that, Rose Hill hasn't really allowed for any video, not a lot of scouting that the Spartans have been able to go off of. Certainly not an excuse by any means, but just something to mention that, both teams really haven't seen each other a lot. New coach here for Rose Hill. Something to kind of think about.
Yeah, I think that's definitely of note because, especially talking about with the new coach, new scheme, those are major differences, and film is a major part of football, and it really allows you to, get a game plan for your opponent. So it's clear to see that the Spartans are really thinking on their feet, especially on offense. But on defense, it looks like the game plan for Spartans is really holding up so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Defense working out super well for the Spartans so far. A couple of 3rd downs, and Rose Hill really hasn't had it for more than 3 downs ever. So,
a whole lot of 3 and outs so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the offense, though, they're still trying to figure things out, still trying to get things going. Screen action, incomplete.
Over through the screen.
Maybe for the better for the Rockets there. Heinz Turner was closing in quickly on Mosqueda. Makes it 2nd and 10 now for the Rockets. 7:16 left in the half. Score still tied at 0-0. Both teams still struggling to get some offense going. Wallace looking in for instruction. Bit of a bunch formation here for Rose Hill. 3 wide receivers on the left side. Picks the throw and goes to one of them, and he finds Kelly.
Nice slant throw by Wallace.
Third and short now for Rose Hill. See if they can convert.
You think it's going to be a run here, or you think they're going to fake the run and go deep?
Tough to see. Jones in the backfield right now. Looks like a bit of maybe a wildcat option. Jones under center. Snaps it. Tries to go direct up the middle, and looks like he's going to get pushed across. See where they spot it. Maybe a situation where they have to bring out the chains. And first down.
Oh, that is a tough spot for Collegiate. He's right at the chains.
Really close there, but the direct snap to Jones works, and Rose Hill converts. First down.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are struggling to move the ball here. First downs are hard to come by right now.
Yeah, hey, smart idea to force them across the line, though, if you're that close. Jet sweep, option keeper. Wallace fumbles the ball, and ball's still loose. Not sure who came up with it.
We're going to have to see who's at the bottom of the pile.
3 collegiate players were surrounding the ball, but none of them were able to come up with it.
Great pressure up the middle by Bocci.
Ahmad seems convinced that the Spartans have it, and they do. The Spartans come up with the fumble, and they're going to have it at Rose Hill's 35-yard line. The Spartans once again with a golden opportunity to score.
What a defensive play. I mean, I think that's going to bring some much-needed momentum for the Spartans offense. I think the special teams play is more of kind of a gifted play, but that was a play completely earned by the collegiate defense right there.
Spartans got 5 players home there on the rush. And
completely blew up the O-line for Rose Hill. This D-line has looked impressive.
Ferralis now back under center. Parker takes the handoff, runs up the middle, gets a good run there, and he's going to get the first down.
Yeah, it seems like that 1-2 punch is now opening up things where Rose Hill can't key in on Parker's abilities.
My bad there. They're going to call him just a little bit short there now. Second down. Parker runs up the middle once again. Looks like the ball's loose. And it looks like Rose Hill comes up with it, and they do.
Big turnover forced by Rose Hill. Anything you can do, I can do better by Rose Hill right there. And tough break for the Spartans, who are once again knocking on that door of red zone.
Same mistake that gets the Spartans the ball, yields the ball back now to the Rockets. The fumble by Parker. And Rose Hill now has it on their own 24-yard line.
That's now 2 turnovers by Collegiate in Rose Hill territory.
Yeah, 2 costly mistakes there for the Spartans. Some they're definitely going to have to clean up. Really a couple of mistakes by both teams forced by the defense. It's about 5.5 minutes now left in the 0-0 draw in this half. Both teams still struggling to get things going. Fumble by Rose Hill, and then it's fumble by Collegiate. Has the ball back in Rose Hill's hands. Jones breaks every tackle except for James Shackelford as he brings him down to avoid the touchdown. Made 17-yard run for
right
Rose
there
Hill
to get free. I mean, going back to the red zone, though, I mean, it's hard to score in the red zone. With the field shrinking, you got to be so precise, and the margin of error is so little. So, you know, we're going to see if both teams can clean up some little errors that both of them are having.
Yeah, solid run by Jones there on the right side. Just about broke the play. Shackelford, though, back as safety, was able to stop it. Rose Hill now at their own 41. 5 minutes now left in the half. Getting to that point where they may have to start hurrying up to try to get a score.
Oh.
Botched play, although recovered by Wallace. The snap was in the ground, but one hopped to Wallace as he recovers and gets hit hard in the backfield. Looks like he's okay, gets up.
Another break for Rose Hill. That's 2 times now where they fumbled the ball, but they've been able to recover it.
It's going to make a 2nd and 11 now for Rose Hill.
I mean, I think a major key for Rose Hill is going to be staying ahead of the chains because their run game has looked good so far. It's the passing game that hasn't really been able to gel, and once they're behind the sticks, it's going to be real tough for them to claw their way back to a first down.
Pitch play to Jones. Jones unable to break a tackle, and he's not quite going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Going to be 3rd and 11 now for Rose Hill. Starting to see a lot of just 3rd and long opportunities for both teams, really making them force plays, starting to kind of force some mistakes as well.
Yeah, I mean, it puts a ton of pressure on the quarterback because, I mean, everyone on the defense knows it's going to be a pass play. So it's just a real tough situation for both quarterbacks because, you know, the defense can key in on it's a passing play and just get pressure home.
Wallace back to throw.
Oh,
Pressured quick. Gets around it, and pass goes into no man's land, incomplete.
yeah, I mean, once again, this collegiate defense on third down is really getting home to the quarterback and making it uncomfortable for the QB to do anything. Wallace scrambled, out the pocket within a second.
Yeah, Wallace had to get out really quick there. Solid pressure for the Spartans. Looked like Tristan Sproul in on the play.
And another punt for Rose Hill. It is a punt fest so far. Interesting to see if Weta has any space to run on this punt.
Weta set up back at the 30. Up and away, line drive. Weta fields it this time, bit of a bobble. Has it out about to the 42-yard line and is brought down out of bounds. Solid return for Weta, gets about 9 on the play.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if one of these teams can put up some points before halftime, get some momentum. This is a game of momentum, so if some team can take the lead by halftime, I think that'll be huge the rest of the way out.
Yeah, absolutely. Collegiate, good field position once again. We'll see if they can do anything with it this time. Both teams really just kind of struggling to take advantage of any opportunities they might have. And defense is playing a big role in that. Parker once again in the backfield for the Spartans with Ferralis. Parker takes the handoff and gets nowhere on the play.
Seems like similar design with Parker every time, where the defense is able to really kind of key in, then he's going to go up the middle. It'll be interesting to see if Collegiate maybe switches it up.
Yeah, it seems like he tried to run right there just a little bit, but like you said, it seems like those holes are closing up a lot faster than Parker would like. Snap to Parker once again, goes left, tries to find some room around the sidelines, and is brought down in the open field by Clausen.
Great tackle by Clausen. It was a one-on-one tackle. Those are the hardest tackles to make, especially with Parker, who's 6'1", really big, bruising running back. He got an open in space, though.
Yeah, Parker definitely able to create some space for himself there, but a good tackle brings him down and creates a 3rd and 4 situation for the Spartans.
Another third down.
A little more zone coverage this time from Rose Hill, looking to cover the pass. Simon up the middle. Reception is good. Simon jukes a tackle.
Great
and
juke
is
by Simon.
Down at the 38-yard line. Spartans finally able to convert a pass there on 3rd down. A little bit of momentum now going their way.
Great play design by Collegiate. Got Simon open in space, and Ferralis stood there in the pocket and delivered that throw.
Spartans trying to hurry up now. 1 minute 38 left in the half. Ferralis drops back to throw once again. Tries to go deep to Simon again. Reaches out with one hand and can't pull it in.
Just overthrew him a tad bit. Simon seems like the money guy early on. It's 3 targets and 2 big throws to Simon. Both of them haven't worked out, but he's getting open.
Yeah, Simon was able to really break open there. Just barely unable to get to that pass. Spartans look to have a little bit more life there as they ran the hurry-up offense. We'll see what they do now out of the huddle. Ferralis back once again. Going to pass. Looking for someone. Pressured. Trying to get out and sacked in the backfield. Tried to get rid of it but didn't have enough time as he tried to dance around for any kind of help.
There's no one open there. Went through his reads and the line.
Spartans now faced with another 3rd and long situation, and Ferralis is going to have to come up big here for the Spartans. Rose Hill back to zone coverage once again. We'll see if they can get something open in the middle of the field. Ferralis looking quick to pass, and incomplete there. Weta was the intended target, and 4th down for the Spartans. They'll likely just punt it away, and they will as the offense comes off the field.
Missed opportunities on that drive for the Spartans. They had a big throw on 2nd down, couldn't capitalize. Now it's all about getting a stop here to end the first half.
Simon's going to punt the ball away for a Collegiate. Last time was a fake. We'll see if they try anything similar. They won't. as this punt goes out to about the 10. Out on the sidelines and brought down is Cook. Cook got to the left side, made a good gain, about 20 yards, got out to his own 30. And that's where Rose Hill's going to start with 48 seconds left in the half. Looks like, barring a big play here, that we're going to go into half tied at 0-0.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they go for the score or if they just go to run out the clock and get it to halftime. Because if they turn the ball over here, this could be disastrous for Rose Hill.
Quick screen play to Jones. Breaks a tackle, has a bit of space in the open field, and brought down. Fumble.
Fumble, a lot of Spartans.
We'll see if they call it down. No, they call it down instead. We're going to say Jones lost the ball after he hit the ground. And timeout. See who called it. Believe it was Collegiate. Looking to reset here with 27 seconds left in the half. Rose Hill's got 65 yards to go for a score. Back at their own 35.
Oh, the clock running. I think they might just take this to the half.
Clock beginning to run. Looks like Rose Hill is just going to let it go here for the half. A little bit of confusion maybe on the sidelines. Not entirely sure.
Oh, it looks like they're trying to get one play off.
They see the clock. Yeah, they're just going to send maybe a go route here. 3 seconds left. Snap is off, and a run play for Jones. Sorry, that's McVeigh. McVeigh gets up the middle for a solid 20. But that's going to end the half as both teams go into the locker room tied 0-0. And Rahul, it's been a long time since I've seen a scoreless game at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how both of these teams adjust. Now I'm speechless. We're so accustomed to seeing all these big scoring games in high school. 0-0 scoreline at halftime is, one that we don't see often. It's a defense-dominated game so far, and it'll be interesting to see if some offense can come to life in the second half.
Yeah, I think this is a situation where Collegiate thought they would maybe come in and have their way with the Rockets, but that is just simply not the case right now. I mean, defense has absolutely stifled the Spartans, and Rose Hill is right with them. Well, that'll take us into the half. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for the start of the second half as both teams tied at 0-0 here from Rose Hill. Welcome back to the CSPN here from Rose Hill. Getting ready to start the second half here. The score still 0-0 between the Spartans and the Rockets. Bit of a slow start dominated by defense so far. Rahul, your takeaways from the first half and what the Spartans can do in the second to get on the board?
Yeah, I think the first half was tough, and I mean, all aspects of the Spartans' offense, the running game couldn't really get going. And the running game getting going really can open up the passing game, and the passing game is where collegiate strength lies. So it's going to be really interesting to see in the second half how they can open that up and how they can get the QB Hudson Farallas comfortable and how they can get the wide receivers open in space, because collegiate has playmakers. They have Sebastian Hines-Turner, they have Harrison Simon, who's gotten open a couple of times, but those passes just haven't been able to materialize, and they haven't been able to be found in space.
Yeah, collegiate's really, you can see the flashes of it. They break out for a play here or there, get an open man downfield, just struggling to connect, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just those early season jitters that are getting worked out. Hopefully in the second half, they can start to kind of get some timing down and get some chemistry going, because it looks like they're a little disjointed to start. And I think the same can be said with Rose Hill to a large extent. Early in the first quarter, they had a man down on the left sideline, and the pass got airmailed by about 10 yards. So both teams are having open men, but they're struggling with timing and chemistry. And I think it's going to be one of those games where, the team that strikes first will likely be the team that comes away with the win.
Yeah, that's a great point, too. And the point I want to get to is kind of unforced and forced errors. We saw one unforced with Rose Hill on that botched snap on the punt, a couple of fumbles, one by each side, and then an interception by collegiate.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rose Hill has gone bailed out a couple of times with their fumbles. I think they fumbled 3 or 4 times. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite them in the second half. Collegiate have had turnovers in unfortunate positions both of the times when they've been knocking on the door to the red zone, and one of them an interception in the end zone. So just unfortunate for collegiate. They've been close, but just haven't been able to put it together where it matters most in Rose Hill territory.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. I mean, collegiate has been in the red zone, 3 times now this game, and they haven't been able to convert. I mean, nothing, not even 3 points to show for it. And that's something they're really going to have to look to do, is just find some points somewhere, because it feels like we're kind of in this spot where it's almost kind of a pitcher's duel.
Yeah.
The first one to score wins almost at this point.
I mean, they've had red zone possessions gifted to them. It's just all about capitalizing on those opportunities and, coming away with at least 3. Because, I mean, right now, looking at the way this game's going, 3 points might be all a team needs to come away with the win here.
Going to be all about maximizing opportunities here late in the going for both teams as we get ready to start the second half here from Rose Hill. As we said, the score is still 0-0 as we've got a bit of a knockdown, drag-out fight.
Rose Hill starting with the ball here on offense.
Yep, I believe that's right. They won the coin toss and deferred. So now they get to reap those benefits.
Collegiate's defense has looked really good so far today. It'll be interesting to see if they can keep that up in the second half and really limit Rose Hill's ability to get open in space.
Both teams back out on the field, and we're getting ready to go here as Ward Weimer is going to kick it off for the Spartans. Back to receive for Rose Hill is Bentley, along with Bowman. Weimer sets the ball. Gets a special teams unit behind him. Making sure everyone's ready, and here we go. Return is a short return there for Rose Hill as Bentley gets back out to about the 20-yard line.
First and 10 Rockets from the 22-yard line.
Impact player in the first half that we saw for Rose Hill was Jones. He was able to really break a couple of tackles from the running side of things. Really felt like if he could just break open and run, it would have been a huge play for Rose Hill.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if their quarterback, Connor Wallace, can kind of get his footing in the game. A little bit of an uneasy half for him. He missed a couple of throws and was brought down multiple times for sacks. So it'll be interesting to see if he can find his footing and take some control of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. He had Jones out in space and just didn't quite work out. Run up the middle is stopped pretty quickly there.
Still in the carry. 4-yard gain play. 2nd and 6.
So it's going to be 2nd and 6 now for Rose Hill. Solid run up the middle there. Spartans back on man defense here, looking to stop the run. Packed in tight in the box. Jones gets the ball again and is hit hard.
Great tackle by Collegiate. Jones has been hard to take down all night, and that was a great open field tackle.
No gain in play. Brings up 36.
Big third down for Rose Hill.
Great tackle there by Sproul.
You got to think this is going to be a passing play, right?
You would think so, but then again, I mean, it's, what, 3rd and 6? About third medium.
Yep.
So
Interesting to see what Rose Hill does here.
could see a couple of things here. It's going to be a pass looking to the corner. Connects and out to the 40-yard line goes Colvin.
Nice route by Colvin on the comeback. Good throw by Wallace. Got him right in stride.
Rose Hill now off and running here in the second half. So they get the first down. Now at about their own 40-yard line.
I mean, these have been hard-fought first downs for both sides. It has not come easy
Yeah, for sure.
on offense.
Good composed play there, though, by Wallace to be able to find Colvin on the play.
Had 2 men in the backfield breathing down his neck.
Wallace back. Hands it off to Jones. Jones met in the backfield, runs back around and finds some yardage.
That's a tough break for Collegiate. They had him swallowed up for a loss of 2 or 3 yards, and he managed to wriggle free and get a couple yards to gain.
Yeah, once again, just really impressive by Jones. You know, I mean, he just really finds a way to break that tackle, finds a way to just limit damage, you know, instead of losing 5 yards, gains 2. Just, you know, quick stuff like that, able to work around a defender, keep his team in it. 2nd and 6 now for Rose Hill. Drops back, throws a little screen pass up the middle, breaks a tackle, and finally down in Collegiate territory at the 46-yard line.
I believe that's the
Jonathan
first time.
Clausen.
I believe that's the first time Rose Hill has been in Collegiate territory. It'll be interesting to see if they can take advantage of this and come away with the first score of the game.
That's a great point, Rahul. You know, Rose Hill, this is their first time in Collegiate territory. Going to be interesting to see if they can really keep their momentum going.
Big test for the defense here.
Another screenplay and
Blown up.
hit hard in the backfield. Simon comes up with the tackle as Clausen gets dropped for a loss.
Simon dropped the boom.
2nd 14.
Laid the hammer on him.
3-yard loss for Rose Hill.
I think that's a play that Collegiate needs. Collegiate needs Rose Hill to play behind the sticks and make Wallace make tough throws.
Yeah,
really test him downfield.
that was a statement play for the Spartans there. Huge hit by Simon on Clausen. Rose Hill resets. Pitch play.
Oh!
Picked off!
Oh, what a defensive play.
And to the house goes Hayden Anderson.
What a play by Anderson. It's like he read it. It's like he was running back there. Woo!
Read the pitch play and got right in between them.
Unbelievable play.
Picks it off and takes it 50 yards the other way for the Spartan touchdown.
What a scoop and score there. That's an impact play. If the offense isn't working, just let the defense take care of business.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Sometimes you just got to score other ways, and the Spartans find a way there. Looking to go up
He
now
read that play like a
7-0. Huge play for the Spartans. Weimer now on for the extra point. Kick is up and good. Spartans now lead 7-0. Huge interception play on a pitch action by Hayden Anderson has the Spartans now up.
Yeah, I don't think it can be understated in a game like this where, I mean, it's a dogfight in the trenches. For Collegiate to win right there in the trenches with Hayden Anderson with the scoop and score, what a play. This could break the game open right here.
Be interesting to see how Rose Hill responds here on their next possession. Always kind of tough when you give up something like a pick six or a fumble that gets returned for a touchdown. You've got to get the ball right back and get going.
Yeah, I think they've got to start strong here because, I mean, if they don't at least come away with 3 on this possession, it's going to be a lot. I mean, I don't know what the vibes on offense are going to be for Rose Hill.
Yeah, at that point, I think you just kind of have to reset mentally and just kind of go back out there like nothing happened. Although, well, at the end of the day, something did. Right? Yeah. Way easier said than done. Absolutely.
The way that play was run, it was just almost like it was telegraphed by Collegiate.
Yeah, it just took too long to get the pitch. Play completed, and Anderson was in. Ball fielded at the 15, and they're going to call him down instead. Going to say he took the knee. So it'll be Rose Hill at their own 15-yard line.
Special teams on both sides doing a good job of not allowing the returners to get loose in any type of room to run.
Once again, it's going to be Wallace and Jones in the backfield here for the Rockets. Snap taken. Option play. Pitch to Jones. And he might have gotten back to the line again. Looked like he did.
Jones tripped up in the backfield.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 for Rose Hill. As the option play didn't work and Jones comes up hobbling.
That has been a storyline from the first half. Jones's health. And he looks like he's in a ton of pain on the sideline. Hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Yeah, don't want to speculate on anything, but Jones earlier went down with a bit of an ankle sprain, so not entirely sure what may be wrong there. Looks like a cramp, actually, down there on the sidelines, rolling out his calf. Screen play, nets 6 yards for Rose Hill. Now 3rd and 4. Whistles blown, and timeout called by Collegiate. Collegiate not loving the hurry-up offense there from the Rockets, and they call a timeout, trying to get reorganized.
Yeah, Rose Hill tried catching Collegiate lacking there, and great timeout call by Collegiate because, I mean, those hurry-up plays are the most dangerous where you catch one defender sleeping and it's a touchdown house call.
So, quick timeout here to reset things as Collegiate now leads 7-0 on a big play by Hayden Anderson.
Yeah, I think when it's all said and done, we're going to be looking back on that play as, you know, maybe the play of the night because, I mean, to that point, both offenses looked inept, and, I mean, both defenses were really the stars of the show, and Collegiate's defense made a massive play right there.
7.5 minutes now left in the 3rd quarter. Rose Hill looking for a big play here. 3rd and 6. Trying to get a little bit of momentum back on their side after the turnover and score. Instead, the pass is deflected, and that could have been even worse for Rose Hill as Tristan Sproul got in, deflected the pass. Looked like he had a chance to almost pick it off. That's going to be a 3-and-out for Rose Hill.
Sproul's been disruptive all night, been in the backfield more times than not, and comes up with a massive play there with getting his left hand and batting down the ball.
Yeah, and that's something we really expect from him at this point. You know, big guy, really strong guy. I mean, kind of like Jaden Parker, you know. I mean, just a beast of an athlete.
Yeah, I mean, he is
Punt drops again, nearly blocked. Weta calls for the fair catch at about the 45-yard line, and that's where Collegiate's going to set up shop here to start in Rose Hill territory.
Yeah, I think what jumps out to me about Sproul is the combination of size and speed. I mean, you would assume a guy of his size wouldn't be fast, but his ability to be explosive off the jump and find his way in the backfield, that is a massive indication of his above-average speed as well.
Spartans now back with the ball in Rose Hill territory, looking to keep some momentum going, possibly to get that first score on offense of the season. For Alice, screen action to Hines Turner. Hines Turner has a little bit of room on the sideline.
Oh.
On the right side, breaks one tackle, can't break the second in open territory, and he's down at the 15-yard line. That
Great
play
move by Hines Turner.
almost netted a touchdown for the Spartans.
He turned the corner right there, and that speed is underrated by Hines Turner. He's a bigger guy, but nice play by Collegiate, getting him in space. We didn't see that much in the first half. It's nice to see that first play of the second half for the offense, he was able to get a massive chunk gain.
Well, it was a great block on the outside, too, that led Hines Turner to have that open space. Handoff to Parker, and not going to get much on that play. Gets about 1 yard.
Short gain of play. Second 9.
Collegiate in the red zone once again. It'll be interesting to see if third time's a charm for Collegiate.
Yeah, for sure. As you said already, 0-2 in the red zone, 1 interception, 1 fumble. Collegiate really looking to get something going here, looking to execute in a big situation here. If they can get another score, I feel like that puts things in a good position for them. Screen action to Shackelford, and gets brought down at around the 8-yard line. Another solid chunk play for the Spartans. Has them now to 3 and short. And a player down for the Spartans. See who that is. Not sure if I can see.
Yeah, I can't see as well.
It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Spartans. Get back to action, but right now the concern is the down player on the field.
The athletic staff tending to him right now.
Looks like Rainey Brown and Anderson over trying to help. And it looks like that's Simon. He's able to get up and walk away, though. Hope he's okay.
That's a good sign that he's able to walk on his own power.
Yep, starting to jog off the field now, so hopefully nothing too serious there for Harrison Simon.
He's the impact guy on both sides of the ball, so Collegiate will need him.
Yeah, definitely called his name out a couple of times tonight. Been a big player. Spartans getting ready to get going here again. Morales hands it off to Parker. Parker bowls his way through the D-line and gets the first down. It looks like maybe. Might be
right
wrong.
there
Might be
near the
wrong about
sticks.
that. They are going to call him short. 4th and inches, and it's just about as close as it can be. And the offense is going to stay out on the field for the Spartans as they try to punch it through. Big point here in this game. Collegiate trying to maintain their momentum. Rose Hill trying to take a little bit of it back. 4th and inches, handoff to Parker up the middle, and he's going to get the first down.
Great couple runs there by Parker. Not much to work with, but he was able to muscle his way into getting some yards there, and much needed yards as Collegiate now with a 1st and goal.
Collegiate now 4 yards to go for a touchdown. Fresh set of downs, 1st and goal. Morales hands it off once again to Parker. Parker stays up on his feet. Touchdown, Spartans. Jaden Parker runs it into the house. as he gets it on his third consecutive handoff and gets in for the score. Big touchdown for the Spartans now here in the third quarter with a 2-possession lead.
Yeah, this game looks like it's been turned on its head here with Collegiate really asserting themselves in the start of the second half, and a great defensive possession followed up by another good defensive possession and a great offensive possession. This is looking like a ton of momentum heading in Collegiate's path.
Weimer on for the extra point again for the Spartans. And we're going to have a little bit of pause in the action here as the ref gets set. Weimer on and botched snap, and Vanderberg is tackled as he tried to hold on to the ball. PAT no good for the Spartans. 13-0 now the score. Just a bit of a botched snap there for the Spartans.
Both teams struggled a little bit with the snaps. We saw Rose Hill earlier in the game with a botched punt, and now Collegiate with a botched extra point opportunity.
Nonetheless, though, for the Spartans, they lead now 13-0, taking a 2-possession lead. That's a big deal for the Spartans in a game that has been almost without offense entirely.
Connor, what are your thoughts on the way Collegiate has come out here in the second half and just the intensity that they've had?
I think they've really brought the initiative. You know, they came out a little bit sluggish in the first half, and they've brought the energy a little bit more. I mean, obviously that huge, I guess we got to call it a pick six because it was in the air by Hayden Anderson on the pitch. That was, big momentum swing, and the Spartans are still using it to their advantage. Got a 3 and out, another touchdown, and getting set to see if they can keep it up on defense. Rose Hill on the return nearly breaks it open. That's Bowman there. Sorry, Briggs. That's Briggs there on the return. Nearly returned it.
Yeah, Briggs was a nice couple cuts there. Almost beat the last man, and great tackle by Collegiate to save a touchdown.
It'll be Rose Hill at their own 39 after the big return. 5 minutes now left in the third quarter. Still a lot of game to play. By no means is this game over, but the Spartans have taken a big momentum swing here in the third quarter with a couple of scores and stops.
Yeah, I think Rose Hill has to show some juice here on offense. They've really struggled to pick up yards. Right now it's do or die for them. Oh,
bad snap off the leg of
Collegiate signaling that's their ball.
And it's Collegiate ball as they recover the fumble.
Another massive defensive play by the Spartans.
The snap hit Wallace's shin, and he couldn't recover. Collegiate gets to the ball first, and the Spartans are going to have it once again in Rose Hill territory on the 33-yard line.
A lot of self-inflicted injuries by Rose Hill. First the late toss, and then now a botched snap again.
Spartans once again back in business, looking to get their third score in a row here. To start the second half, Ferralis drops back deep. Long throw is complete to Simon as he's right back in the game with a reception.
Great throw. Nice route by Simon on the out route. Was able to get a little bit of separation, and Ferralis fired it in there.
Yeah, really nice pass there by Ferralis. Able to find Simon on the right sideline. And it's going to be Spartan first down at the 20-yard line. So Spartans once again in the red zone. Now they're 1 for 3, so chances looking a little bit better this time to get a score. Rowell snaps the ball, hands it off to Parker. Parker getting downhill, flag on the play as Parker maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. See what the call is here. It's going to be a false start on Collegiate. That's going to back them up 5.
That hurts, but, if Ferral is able to have time like he did on the last play, Collegiate's receivers are getting open, and he can hit any man.
And it looks like we're going to have an injury timeout here for a down Rose Hill player. That's Colvin. He gets up on his own power, though, and walks away. A little bit of a limp to the sideline. Spartans getting ready to get back going here now. Certainly hope that Colvin's, never mind, that looks like number 9. That's Evans down on the sideline. Hope he's okay. Ferralis drops back to pass. Man open in the end zone. No good.
Just through the hands.
Peyton Cronister deep down the field, just dropped it a little bit.
Ferralis threw a dart to Cronister. Perfect throw.
Tiny bit of a bobble. Dooms the touchdown there for Collegiates. Cronister got open but couldn't secure the catch. Going to be 2nd and 15 now for the Spartans.
Ferralis looking really confident right now. He's having a lot of time to throw the ball, and he's really showing what type of arm he has.
Play clock running out there on the Spartans, and timeout going to be called. Collegiate just couldn't quite get organized there. So, Rahul, it seems like Collegiate's really been able to kind of come out, like I said, take the initiative, and let's put them in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, we were both talking at halftime. We really kind of decided that, you know, whatever team that punched first would have the advantage in this game. And I think Collegiate, with that scoop and score, pick 6, whatever it was, I mean, they really grabbed the upper hand in this battle. And now, I mean, the offense is looking settled in.
2nd and long now for Ferralis. Throwing on the run. Finds Parker open in space. To the left side, tries to get it in. Just short of the line. Gonna call him down at the 1. Ran out of bounds. Parker, quick screen action. Bit of a panic play, really. Turns into a huge gain for the Spartans, and it's going to be 1st and goal from the 1-yard line.
Parker was so close to the pylon there.
Rose Hill protesting for a flag.
Great play design by Collegiate. I mean, they were trying screens all first half, but it seems just in the second half, everything's been opening up for Collegiate.
First and goal from the 1-yard line.
It's going to be 1st and goal from the 1-yard line for Collegiate, as they are going to have 4 opportunities to punch it in for another 6. Ferralis still in the pistol formation with Parker. Hands it off to Parker. Trying to find his way into the end zone and stuffed just short. Good stop there by Rose Hill, able to contain him.
2nd ball.
Ball now mere inches from the goal line, as the Spartans don't have to do too much to be able to get across the line. The snap, Parker once again tripped up. This time he gets in for the Spartan touchdown. Another 6 points for Collegiate. Now up 19-0 pending the PAT.
Yeah, Parker looks like he's unstoppable at the goal line.
Parker really able to use his size there just for the short yardage to get in the end zone.
2 touchdowns now on the night for him. Looks like Collegiate's going for 2 here.
Yeah, good call there, Rahul. Collegiate going for 2. Sweep action. Ferralis back to pass. Scrambles, drops the ball, picks it back up, still up on his feet, able to throw, and finds the receiver in the end zone. Marcus Gorgeous there on the reception.
A little bit of Mahomes and Ferralis right there.
What a move by Hudson Ferralis.
Circus play by him.
Pressure, dropped the pass, regained it, stayed on his feet, and got the pass to Marcus Gorgeous for the 2 points. Incredible, incredible recovery there for Ferralis.
Yeah, it was looking bleak there for a second, but quick recovery and kept his head cool.
Collegiate now leads 21-0. Looks like they're starting to kind of take this game in their own hands.
Yep, I mean, right now it's now or never. I know we've been saying it the last couple of drives for Rose Hill, but it's really now or never for them.
Yeah.
Can they respond to the adversity right now and put some points on the board and get themselves back in this game?
Yeah, I think you're right, Rahul. I think now or never summarizes it pretty well for the Rockets right now. Down 21-0 in the third quarter. You got to get a score now. You got to get something going on your side.
Yeah, at least make it a two-score game before the fourth quarter because, I mean, there really aren't many possessions left in this game.
Yeah, right now time just really not your friend right now if you're Rose Hill. Collegiate's going to really probably look to start to take a little bit of time out of that clock on their next possession, maybe start to run the ball a little downhill more. Getting back to that play by Ferralis, though, I mean, just incredible recovery.
Yeah, dropped the ball near the 10-yard line and was able to recover, spin out of a tackle, and find the open man and gorges. I think he's an underrated athlete. You know, a lot of talk in the offseason was about his arm, but, you know, the way he's been able to move tonight, I think he's shown a lot of glimpses of a guy who not only has a big arm, but he's able to move as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, his footwork's been great all night. He's rushed a couple of passes, but that's to be expected, I think, in the first game, and he's really found himself now in this second half. It's worked well for him.
Yeah, I mean, his first game, new quarterback for a new school as a senior, had the first game jitters, but he's really settled in the second half. Stood in the pocket, delivered some dimes that haven't been converted, and great play on that two-point conversion.
Rose Hill's going to start their own 32 after a short kick and short return. Ball center, fakes the handoff, screen action on the outside, and Tristan Sproul blows it up in the backfield.
Tristan Sproul. We've said his name about 5 times so far, and he has been a menace on defense.
Bentley can't get anywhere on the screen action. And it's going to be 2nd and 13 for Rose Hill. Another big play there for the Spartans. 2.5 minutes now left in the third quarter. Like we said, Rahul, now is likely go time for Rose Hill.
I think you got to start taking shots if you're Rose Hill. Try testing the secondary of Collegiate because, you know, they haven't been tested all night. It's been mostly runs, and at some point you just have to go for the chunk plays.
Wallace back to pass, runs out of the pocket, heaves it deep along the sidelines, and just incomplete to Bentley. Bentley ran around his man on the right sideline, just couldn't quite get open.
A little bit of backyard football action right there. It didn't seem like it was in the play design, but a good throw by Wallace just couldn't. Bentley just couldn't come down with the ball right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Great throw by Wallace as he ran out to the sideline under pressure, just unable to complete the play. Really kind of a story we've been telling all night from both sides. It's just a little bit of execution.
Yeah. I mean, especially with the receivers, we've seen drops on both sides now. I mean, those are things that need to be ironed out as the season goes on.
Third and long now for Rose Hill. Handoff to McVeigh, and Sproul just takes him in the backfield.
Interesting decision by Rose Hill to run it there, especially when it's a key down and a key moment in the game.
Yeah, really interesting play there by Rose Hill. Trying to get something going, maybe trying to confuse Collegiate's defense a little bit. Collegiate's D-line, though, not buying it.
Yeah, I don't really understand the call there.
So 4th and long forces a punt situation now for Rose Hill. Nearly blocked, might have been tipped a little bit. This punt only goes out to Rose Hill's 35-yard line where it's downed. Good job by McVeigh to keep it from going any further back, as Collegiate's going to set up at the 35-yard line. So
yeah, I mean, throughout this half, Collegiate has set up shop nicely in Rose Hill's side of the field, and just not ideal for the Rose Hill defense.
Yeah, Collegiate last 2 possessions on offense, they've been able to score, plus the possession before that on defense when they scored on the pick 6. Collegiate's really all of a sudden taken control of this game with 1 minute left in the third quarter.
Like to say, when it rains, it pours, and Collegiate's been able to pour it on in droves right now.
Ferralis hands off to Johnson. He's back in the game now for the first time this half. Doesn't get very far on the run, however.
The 1-2 counterpunch of Johnson and Parker will be. It's been interesting so far. Johnson hasn't gotten much touches, but when he's gotten the ball, he's seemed like a firecracker on offense, where his speed is a plus.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Parker seems like he's really deserved his rest here. The last couple of possessions for the Spartans, been able to punch in a couple of scores. Now giving Johnson a chance to show what he can do with a little bit more speed and explosiveness. Second and 9, handoff to Johnson out around the corner, trying to find space, running to the sideline and tackled down behind the line.
Yeah, I think Collegiate's trying to bleed the clock a little bit right now, just trying to take it down to the fourth quarter.
Johnson was knocked out of bounds there, though, on that play, so the clock does stop for Rose Hills. It's now 3rd and 11 for the Spartans. Ferralis is probably going to be tested here again on a throw. Gorgeous checks into the game quick as a receiver option, subbed out for Anderson. Subbed in for Anderson. Saw what Gorgeous could do last time on the 2-point conversion. Able to catch that pass by Ferralis. Now he's back in with a chance on 3rd down. Ferralis drops back deep. Looking for a throw on the sidelines.
Great throw. Oh,
finds Weta.
Little short of the sticks.
Looks like he's just going to be about a yard or two short here. Nice pass and catch there for Weta. Going to be short by 3 yards now for the Spartans. 4th and 3. Looks like the offense is going to stay on the field, though.
I like that call.
Ferralis getting his instructions from Coach Black. Spartans going to talk about it a little bit, see if they take a full timeout here. Looks like they will.
Yeah, pretty big play call here. I think being in Rose Hill territory, going for it will be interesting, especially because if you get the conversion, you can cut down a significant amount of time more. Really, really interesting to see how Collegiate approaches this game as we enter the fourth quarter.
Yeah, not a timeout there by Collegiate. That's my bad. That's the end of the quarter, third quarter. Score 21-0 for the Spartans. And like you said, I mean, if you're able to convert here, you bleed a little bit more clock, keep that momentum on your side. I think it's a good call, too. I mean, you're down 30-yard line, really able to, if you don't get it, really not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I think also the defense hasn't been tested to the fact, to a point where Collegiate would be pretty apprehensive about going for it. The defense has really been stout the whole night, so even if Collegiate doesn't convert, I think they have to feel confident about where they've been at all night.
As we flip sides on the field, getting ready to start the fourth quarter, Collegiate has now really taken command of this game, up 21-0. Strong third quarter for the Spartans, starting to look a little bit more like themselves. Ferralis going to be back under center. Looks like a 5-wide approach for the Spartans. Interesting play here. And it is. They're going to look to pass. Quick pass over the middle. Finds Gorgeous. Gorgeous still on his feet, running down to the 15.
He's bulldozing.
And he gets down to the 15. Great play action pass there by Ferralis.
Great play by Ferralis there. He wasn't frazzled by the low snap, in empty set. The whole defense knows he's going to pass the ball, and he was able to stand in there and deliver a strike to Gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks like Ferralis and Gorgeous, a bit of a connection so far this half. And it's worked really well for the Spartans.
Yeah, Gorgeous there. He was fighting for every yard. And, he looks like a fighter. He didn't give up on the 2-point conversion. He didn't give up on the run after catch on that play as well.
Ferralis with Parker in the backfield now drops back to pass, looking for the end zone. Ball's up in the air and caught by Weta. Touchdown Spartans.
What a catch. Weta with the moss.
Second play in a row there for the Spartans where the ball goes through one receiver's hands and finds another deeper downfield. Weta that time on the reception. Spartans now lead 27-0 as they get their third score in a row on offense.
Yeah, going back to early keys of the game, I mean, one of the question marks about this collegiate team would be the offensive line, and I think the whole second half, the offensive line has been dominant, giving Ferralis time to stand in the pocket and throw, and I mean, he's really responded in the second half and thrown some lasers.
Weimer gets the kick to go, and it's 28-0 now for the Spartans as they lead by 4 touchdowns.
Really impressive way Collegiates responded in the second half. I mean, being 0-0 at halftime, we really had no idea how this game would turn out, and Collegiates really grabbed this game by the horns and ran with it.
Just a shade over 11 minutes now left in the last quarter of this game. Collegiate looking to keep up their stifling defense so far, holding Rose Hill to a shutout. Kick is up and away from Weimer. Doesn't go too far out to the 25. Played there. Bentley still on his feet and tackled down around the 39-yard line.
Quarterback penalty on the return to the 39-yard line. First and 10, Rose Hill.
Yeah, this game feels like it's slipping out of grasp slowly for Rose Hill. Collegiate's defense has just had their number all night.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel like much Rose Hill can do right now, down a big score now late. Certainly not what they'd be imagining. Another botched snap there. Looks like Rose Hill's going to come up with it, though.
Wallace with the fumble recovery.
A lot of issues with ball security in the backfield for Rose Hill. Lucky to get away with that again.
13.
It's going to leave Rose Hill at 2nd and 13. So Rose Hill's really stalled out here in the second half. Wallace drops back to pass, lofts it deep down the field, and oversails Clausen.
Just out of reach. Pretty decent throw by Wallace to the opposite side of the field. Showed off a little bit of that arm, but just a little overshot.
Yeah, by all means, Wallace can throw it deep. It's just hasn't quite been able to connect tonight for Rose Hill.
Yeah, his pass has been a touch deep on both of his deep shots, so it's a little rough.
Now 3rd and long. Might see something similar. Flag thrown, though, before the play gets anywhere, really. And it looks like it's going to be against Rose Hill, and indeed it is. False start on the Rockets.
Looks like Rose Hill is getting a little more aggressive right now. They're trying to go for throws, and even though the player's whistle was dead, they had a guy going on a go route.
Yeah, at this point, I'd say you really kind of have to. I mean, you're down a decent amount late. Really got to get something going, and plus the fact that it's 3rd and super long now for Rose Hill. Down to 3rd and 17.
You just have to wonder, I mean, should they have tried this earlier when they sensed the game kind of getting out of reach? Is it too little too late for Rose Hill?
Ball center scrambles a bit, passes out, and no receiver there.
Pass incomplete, return for Evans.
Evans not really too close to the ball as it's going to set up a 4th and very long for Rose Hill as the offense is going to begrudgingly come off the field.
I mean, once again, this has been the story of the night. Collegiate's defense is just giving Rose Hill's receivers no room to operate. They've been smothered all night.
Once again, it'll be Weta back to return for the Spartans. Low snap again. Punt is off. Weta back to receive. Kick spiraling, and Weta able to fall on it as he gets it. And the ball's down at the 38-yard line. Got to say, Weta's done a pretty good job tonight, making sure he secures those punts when he needs to. Been a couple difficult ones, kind of spiraling, gyrating out of control, and he's been able to secure those.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some pretty devious punts where they're, low and just spiraling out of control, and Weta's done a good job of keeping cool, and even when people are coming around him and trying to tackle him while he catches, he's holding on to the ball and keeping it secure.
Johnson now on the run, and he is brought down in the backfield. Hard tackle.
Flag on the play.
See what the call is here. It's going to be holding on Collegiate. And they're going to replay first down here as there's a Rose Hill player down. Get to this point in the game, fatigue certainly starts to set in a little bit.
I think one thing we've seen about this Collegiate team is they've been pretty disciplined today. We haven't seen very many penalties. We've seen most of the penalties on Rose Hill with false starts. So Collegiate's done a good job of just staying composed and not making any reckless penalties.
That's an 11-yard penalty. It's first and 21.
First and 21 for the Spartans as Johnson runs up the middle and doesn't get very far on the play. Spartans still faced with a long down and distance. Going to be second and about 20 here for the Spartans.
2-yard gain, second 18.
Let's see what Coach Black and Coach Key have up their sleeve for this long down and distance coming up.
Ferralis back. Johnson with him. Ferralis drops back. Deep throw down the field.
Oh, broken up.
Incomplete. Heinz Turner looked like he was there on the catch. Pass broken up, though, downfield by Colvin.
They've been trying the deep shot to Heinz Turner. Pretty good coverage by Colvin, though. Was there step for step with Heinz Turner.
Yeah, really good coverage there. Heinz Turner looked like he may have his man beat, but not to be. Sets up 3rd and 18 for the Spartans as likely another long heave from Ferralis coming here. Rose Hill back in a bit of zone. Ferralis scrambling out. Tries to get pass over the middle. Picked off. Clausen comes up with it.
That gets the Rose Hill fans going. Just a little late. The cardinal sin for quarterbacks is throwing late across the middle. But, 3rd and 18, you got to make a play.
Yeah, Ferralis feeling a little bit rushed there. Like you said, cardinal sin throwing it over the middle. With little time to spare, and it turns into his second pick of the game. Rose Hill now gifted with the ball in Spartan territory. Wallace pressured, able to find a receiver for a gain of about 1 or 2.
Wallace really antsy in the pocket there. Immediately flushed out to the right.
Evans on the reception. Gets 1, and it's 2nd and 9 now. 9 minutes left in the game, 28-0 for the Spartans. Jet sweep, gets it to Jones. Jones still on his feet, twisting around, and finally comes down about the 22-yard line. Flag on the play. See who it's on there. Ball being placed right about where it went down. Officials giving a bit of an explanation there to Coach Black. And it's going to be holding on Rose Hill.
Oh, that's not good for them. Just as they're making their way down the field, another 10 yards pushes them back.
Sets Rose Hill all the way back to the 42-yard line.
I mean, it's been that type of night for them. 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah, just can't really get any momentum going still in the second half for Rose Hill. Gonna struggle all game. Bit of confusion there. Wallace doesn't know what play coaches are wanting. Finally gets the signal. About 10 seconds left on the play clock. Gets off the snap a little bit low. Screen action to Jones. Jones out around the left side. Tackled down around 38-yard line.
4-yard gain is play.
Nets Rose Hill 4 yards. Puts them still 3rd and long. 12 yards to go now for Rose Hill. Have to figure at this point, though, they're going to give themselves 2 downs. Going to need to go for it on 4th if they got any chance. Wallace throws over the middle, finds a man just barely. This time it's Clausen.
Nearly picked right there. Wallace able to fire it through, thread the needle right there to get a short completion.
Still now 4th and long for Rose Hill. Going to stay on the field, though, looking for points.
They might need to go to hurry up. Time is ticking down for Rose Hill.
Yeah, 7.5 minutes left in the game. Rose Hill certainly not getting the ball off entirely quick as far as the play clock is concerned. Running it down to about 10 seconds every single time. Wallace throwing deep.
Oh.
And his man just completely forgot.
Some miscommunication there between the quarterback and the receiver. Especially in a 4th down situation, that is really a tough pill to swallow for Rose Hill.
Yeah, deep throw downfield. Not entirely sure if he would have been able to beat his man anyway, but hurts to not even get close.
Yeah. I mean, Rose Hill's been blanketed all night by collegiate secondary. I mean, I think the big takeaway from this game is not the collegiate offense, but the collegiate defense. I mean, there was questions coming into this game, but, I mean, they're a little smaller. Can they hold up? And they've held up and more tonight.
Yeah, I've been really impressed by them so far. Parker wrapped up in the backfield. Goes for a loss of about 2 yards. Spartans now faced with 2nd and 12.
What are the takeaways for the Spartans after tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're super happy with the defense. The offense definitely has a couple of questions. Came out late, though, second half. Looked pretty good, so definitely some things to fix, a couple of things to remedy, but Spartans battled through a little bit of adversity and have stayed on their feet.
7-yard gain of play. 3rd and 5.
Parker gets a solid chunk of yards there, about 7. And looks like he's down on the play, however.
The athletic staff comes out to tend to him. Hopefully he's all right.
Yeah, I certainly hope Parker's okay. Still down on the ground. Able to get up on his own, though. He's going to walk over to the sideline, so hopefully nothing injured. Hopefully nothing too bad. He's going to be able to walk away. Certainly late in this game, though, not the thing you want to see when you're leading by 4 touchdowns late in the game, you know. Maybe a sign for Coach Black to kind of put in some of the reserves a little bit over the starters at this point. 3rd and 5 for the Spartans. Johnson runs up the middle.
Oh,
Breaks a tackle and gets the first down.
what a gain by Johnson.
Great run by Johnson.
8-yard gain of play. Good
He just looks explosive.
first and 10 for
As soon as he gets the ball, I mean, downhill. He's done a great job running the ball all night.
Yeah, running game has really come on strong here for the Spartans in the second half. Both Parker and Johnson have been impactful in different ways. Parker down near the goal line, and Johnson out in space.
Yards has been tough to come by, but man, I mean, those two have done their best to find any hole they can and make the most of their opportunities.
Collegiate starting to just run out the clock on this one. It's 5.5 minutes left in the game. Spartans just starting to commit to the run. Ferralis hands off to Johnson. Johnson
Another good
dances around the middle again. Picks up a solid 8 or 9 yards.
I think next week, Collegiate needs to start out a little stronger and figure to establish the run a little earlier because, I mean, we saw in the second half, once Collegiate established the run, the passing game came as the running game went, and that's going to be a major key for Collegiate coming on next week.
Be 3rd and 3 for the Spartans. Morales, handoff to Johnson. Johnson once again up the middle. Gets solid yardage.
He's starting to find a rhythm right here.
Yeah, really starting to find the holes in the line. Breaking through for big plays. Fresh set of downs for the Spartans. 4.5 minutes left in the game.
For the size of this line, they've done a great job blocking all night, giving Ferralis time to throw. They've opened up some holes here in the back half of this game for Johnson and Parker. Overall, there are a lot of positives to take away.
Spartans with another run play, and Johnson comes up with about 2 yards. 4 minutes left in this game. And if you're Rose Hill, you got to feel like this one got away from you a little bit. I mean, you started out, you really demoralized Collegiate by not allowing an offense that a lot of people thought was going to come out guns a-blazing. You keep them to 0 points in the first half. I think you demoralize them a little bit, and they come out in the second half and rebound.
Yeah, I think early on in the second half, Rose Hill got a little conservative with their play calls. I mean, we saw that run on 3rd down and 15 when they were down 21 points. I mean, that's the time when Rose Hill really had to be aggressive. And so I think they just let the game get a little bit away from them. And, you know, Collegiate had those game-winning plays, you know, the plays that, you know, the defense needs to make in that pass that Sproul blocked or the scoop and score by Hayden Anderson. And the defense set the tone for Collegiate tonight, and they rode that momentum, and the offense found itself late in the second half.
Parker gained a couple of yards on the pass play.
Good to see him back.
Yeah, absolutely. 3rd and medium now for the Spartans. It's going to be Parker once again. Tries to get to the left side. Finds a little bit of space out to the 20, 15, 10,
there
5,
he goes!
And he's going to be down at about the 5-yard line.
Just short.
That might have been a little bit premature there, Rahul.
My bad.
Down at the 5-yard line. Great run there from Jaden Parker. Gets out to the left side and finds some space.
I thought I was going to see a leap right there.
Rahul was looking for the Bo Jackson over-the-top leap into the end zone. Not quite to be, though. Jaden Parker out to the 4-yard line and out of bounds.
Great vision there by Parker. I mean, the middle of the field is very congested, so he just took it out to the left side of the field and made a play happen out of nowhere.
2:47 left in this game. Spartans are looking to put an exclamation point on this one, and Parker is going to do it with a Spartan touchdown.
His 3rd touchdown of the night.
Into the end zone.
Woo!
Spartans now 34-0.
Spartans piling it on here.
Jaden Parker once again, short yardage in the end zone.
I mean, yards have been hard to come by for him all night, but man, this Spartans run game is starting to wear down Rose Hill's defense.
If you look at the touchdown amount, it looks pretty nice for Jaden Parker.
Yeah.
Just maybe don't look at the yards. It's not what matters, though, right? You got
Not what
touchdowns.
matters.
It's not what matters.
A hat trick of touchdowns is more than enough.
Absolutely. You'll take that any day of the week. PAT is good from Weimer. 35-0 the Spartans, and this one is just about over as the Spartans able to put a little cherry on top.
Yeah, the key for Rose Hill at this point is to, come out with something to end this game and, go into next week with a positive to take away because, at least in the second half, it has been all collegiate.
Yeah, it's a good point. Things can definitely carry over into the next week, so you want to keep playing hard, get some kind of feel-good moment here, get going. And that's not to say everything has been a wash, for Rose Hill. They came out, their defense looked really, really solid in the first half, and Collegiate just had a big play there to start the second half on defense, and that really kind of turned the tide.
Yeah, that really broke everything open, but, it's easy to forget, but this is a 0-0 game in the first half, so, just an unbelievable turn of events for Collegiate, and, it's been a great second half for them.
Kick up, return, hard hit. Jack Grace.
Oh, and he's fired up on the sideline.
Jack Grace meets Jace Evans at the 35-yard line and stops him cold in his tracks.
Laid the boom on that hit stick.
.239 left in this game. Rose Hill with the ball, looking for a little something to feel good about. Going away. Collegiate looking to maintain a shutout. Run up the middle, stopped once again, stopped cold that time. Another hard hit there. Looks like Gianni Bocci, freshman, in with a big hit. Some of the underclassmen for Collegiate now. The Rose Hill player down, doesn't look good.
Yeah, you never like to see that, especially this late in the game.
Yeah, situation where backup comes into the game, maybe gets a little bit overzealous, and hard hit there. Players all taking a knee. Hope he's okay.
Oh, great to see him walking on his own power.
Up on his feet, jogging to the sidelines. Really good to see there. Glad he's okay. Definitely shaking a little bit, though, on that play.
Yeah, I think one thing we've seen in the last couple of plays, the little guy laying massive hits by Jack Grace and Bocci right there.
Another run play for Rose Hill. Not getting much. Down to 2 minutes left in this game.
2-yard gain, brings up 3rd and 8.
As this game comes to a close, Collegiate leading 35-0. Just under 2 left.
Instant pressure.
In the backfield, almost picked off. Not quite, though.
Wallace running for his life on that play.
Yeah, Wallace looked like he maybe had a receiver downfield. Couldn't quite find him, though. And was pressured out and had to make a throw. Goes incomplete, and Rose Hill once again going to come off the field here on offense. And Collegiate going to have the ball with about a minute 30 left in this game.
You think they have one more touchdown in them?
No, I think it's a situation you just kind of
Run
take
it
a
out.
knee.
Yeah.
Run it out, take a knee. Not sure if they have enough time left to take a knee. They may have to run a couple of plays. But by all means, Collegiate going to look to just wind this one down. Got one more stop in the action here. Timeout.
Yeah, I think overall a strong showing in Ferral's first game. Started off a little rough, but I mean, found himself late, and I think the offense as a whole really found itself in the second half. And it's a ton of great momentum to carry on to next week. Collegiate looked strong, looked really strong.
Yeah, tale of two halves. Absolutely. I mean, Collegiate came out a little bit stagnant, looked like they were trying to find themselves there in the first half. Just really struggled to get anything going. Second half came out, big defensive play by Hayden Anderson. Really can't overstate it enough how big of a play that is for momentum. And it was off to the races there from Collegiate.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I've noticed is both quarterbacks in the first half had happy feet. They weren't settled in the pocket, but I mean, in the second half, we've seen Ferrales really stand in there and be confident in his receivers and in his throwing.
Yeah, the second half of this Collegiate team is a lot more of what I think people were expecting to see, and it's something, punt blocked, and it's going to be whistled dead at about the 25-yard line, Collegiate ball.
Yeah, the snapping issues continue for Rose Hill. Second time a punt play for them has been blown dead.
As we were saying, though, Collegiate, this second half Collegiate team is a lot more of, I think, what people were expecting. Really good mix of passing, running, a little more balance to the offense, it seems like, and both sides of that really working well.
Yeah, I think when both the run and pass game for Collegiate's working in harmony, I mean, this is a tough team to beat. And looks like they're kneeling it out.
Ferrales takes the knee as Collegiate's going to wind down the clock on this one. So as we get ready to end this one, Rahul, as we were saying, main takeaways that Spartans looked a lot better in the second half, something to really kind of build off of.
Yeah, I mean, really impressive display, not only by the offense, but by the defense. I mean, the defense is what really started this whole domination in the second half. And, I mean, it's just been so fun to watch. Both sides of the ball feed off of each other and kind of ride the momentum the other side created.
Yeah, definitely a lot of optimism for the Spartan team going into the year. Something, a lot of people really expect good things out of this team. Like I said, this team has been trying to hold themselves, accountable as a player-led kind of team. That's something Coach Black has emphasized. And I think coming out of the locker room, I think we saw a little bit of that. They came out really not wanting to lose.
Yeah, I mean, I think people maybe even saw this team as more of a flashy offensive team this year. But if this game's any indication, Collegiate looks like a hard-nosed, defense-first team that wins on that side of the ball. And, that's something that really surprised me tonight. And I hope it's a trend in the future because, that's what's going to help us win games. Defense wins championships, and Collegiate looked real good tonight.
Yeah, that's a great point. The defense for the Spartans came out really strong the whole entire game. And the results are shown in the score. Pitching a shutout here as this game comes to a close, 35-0. Wichita Collegiate Spartans win to move to 1-0 on the new year. And I think Spartan fans can have, good reason to hope for the season.
Yeah, I mean, they can have a good night's rest after that second half. It was really good football by the Spartans and a lot of great takeaways for this team as they embark on this season.
Rahul, you got a player of the game for me?
Oh, it's a hard one. I think you got to give it to Parker just because he had those 3 touchdowns. He was kind of the bell cow back in this offense. Honorable mention Hayden Anderson, obviously, with that scoop and score. Really, really nice play from him that really started this whole turn of events in the second half. But I think you got to give it to Parker. Parker was unbelievable this game. Though the yards didn't come easy, 3 touchdowns, and that run at the end of the game that got me hyped. Man, he was special to watch.
I think for me it's got to be Tristan Sproul. A little bit less flashy, but he really just stifled the momentum of Rose Hill when they tried to get anything going after a Spartan score in the second half. Blew up a couple of plays in the backfield really well, and I think that kind of demoralizing effect led to really good things on defense and offense there for the Spartans.
Yeah, I mean, he was a beast. I mean, every time we saw a Spartan in the background, it would be you announcing Sproul. I mean, he was everywhere tonight, and, I mean, his impact can't be understated in this game.
Well, as we said, bit of a tale of two halves for the Spartans. Started out with a 0-0 draw to start the first half. Going into the second half, kind of wondered what Collegiate team was going to show up, and what we got was a nice offensive display with the same good defense as Collegiate. Finishes this game off 35-0 for the win, their first in this young season. That'll do it for our broadcast here on the CSPN. For Rahul Madhavan, I'm Connor Schubach. Until next time, next Friday night, thank you.